Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. I want to cover the MMAT price, so formerly known as TRCH. So today Torchlight merged with Metamaterials and it was listed on Nasdaq under the ticker MMAT rather than TRCH that it was. Now, there were lots of speculation about whether there was going to be a short squeeze, and I did also suggest that after a reverse split merger, many times the stock price does see a sell-off post the merger, and it looks like that's what has happened. So looking at the charts here, the current price for MMAT is $8.19. So not the most bullish scenario, especially as we saw the run up and around from this peak we saw 21st of June. We saw a huge decline and even a further decline as of today. So after the merger took place this morning, the price actually fell even further to as low as around $7.83. So it has shown a little bit of a retracement, but I think we might continue seeing a further downward trend. We thought it could go either way. We thought it could either see the short squeeze way if there was a lot of short interest in both TRCH, which we knew there was, and a lot of short interest in Metamaterials stock as well, but clearly the short interest seems to not have been enough because we've just seen it go further downwards. So it seems like the short positions closed around this point here as we saw this rally and this price increase. Then a lot of the short positions were closed, and then we saw a crash and a further crash, which is where it brings us to today. Now, despite the short-term drop in price, I believe there's a lot of potential for Metamaterials and Torchlight merger for the long term. Actually, I invested in Torchlight around last year in November. I didn't think about this whole short squeeze, and around the time that the merger was announced, I was especially bullish because I believe that Metamaterials has a lot to bring to the table. In fact, this article also provides that similar bullish sentiment because this merger would definitely lead to a lot of synergies, and it says that as a result of the transaction, our recent ATM offerings, Meta now has over 160 million in cash and a virtually debt-free balance sheet with approximately 285 million shares issued and outstanding after the 2-to-1 reverse split, or I would say 1-to-2. From here, we believe we can now comfortably support our near and long-term growth initiatives. So financially, this merger will have put Metamaterials in the right place to strategically achieve its objectives without having to worry about the debt, but still have that buffer of cash to be able to reinvest into research and development. If you see here that it says that after 10 years of scientific discovery and application development, Metamaterials is now the first Nasdaq-listed metamaterials company, joining the world's premier exchange for technology companies. And George Palikaras, which is the company's founder and CEO, has said that he's excited to show how Metamaterials go beyond conventional materials and chemistry to offer new and highly sustainable solutions with semiconductor precision at kilometer scale. The emergence of Metamaterials is expected to have a significant impact on the variety of electronic applications. This Nasdaq listing positions itself to get new opportunities as a Nasdaq-listed technology company that has 10 years worth of scientific findings in the metamaterials sector that can be applied to different technology sectors. So I believe the long-term future is very bright. If we look at the Metamaterial news on Twitter, then, as confirmed, 160 million in cash, great buffer, it's debt-free. And also we have big names are partnered with Metamaterials. So tens of billions of market cap could be coming in soon with institutions that will buy heavy when Meta gets on Nasdaq, which was one of the things that Meta wanted to achieve. Having that opportunity to be on Nasdaq was one of its goals so that it can have the opportunity to have large-scale institutional investors get involved, buy in heavy and give the brand more recognition. And Meta's revenue in 2030 is estimated to be around more than $10 billion. So if you look at their timeline here, they have secured major partnerships throughout the years. In the long run, many more could still come, especially given the merger and that the synergies they can achieve so that they can establish better partnerships in the future as well. Let's look at the pro forma financials. Pro forma basically means the financials of both companies combined. So if we look at this here, this was filed with the SEC, and the pro forma combined level for their cash balance is around 25 million. Very healthy. As you can see, they used to have, Meta had 12 million and Torchlight had 13.2 million roughly. And then we have a total assets, which used to be for Meta 23.8 million and Torchlight was 56 million. Combined, it has actually increased to 246 million. This may be due to certain synergies and things like that. Sometimes it's not always, when you do pro forma, it's not just A company plus B company equals C company. It's a lot of different factors. Synergies are valued differently. So with total liabilities, Meta used to have 23.6 million and Torchlight had around 711,000. So if we combine them for pro forma, it's around 92 million. So remember, the adjustments have been made here. That's why the discrepancy is not as simple as just company A plus company B's historicals. They're going to have different adjustments that take place because of the different components that need to be shifted around. So yeah, and if you combine their revenue streams as well. So Torchlight actually had a loss, which I mentioned in my previous video when we looked at their quarterly earnings. Meta had a gross profit of around $500,000, well, just above $500,000. So obviously with the pro forma, this would sort of be cancelled out. Pro forma is the Meta's sales, and we have a net loss of around $45 million, whereas it was around $43 million, which makes sense because there was a net loss in Torchlight as well as Meta. So combining those together, we get a net loss of that. Also, by the way, these pro forma figures that we're going through are just for the quarterly statement as of March 31st, 2021. So that's my update with the newly merged company. What do you guys think? I'm sorry if your portfolios are not seeing great price rallies right now. That is a risk that does happen after mergers, especially after a reverse stock split. People do tend to sometimes sell, but I believe that if you're investing in the long run, then Metamaterials and TRCH can build a great future together. This is my non-financial advice opinion. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below and subscribe to my channel as I make new videos every single week. I also have a Patreon where I talk about all the stocks and cryptos that I buy in real time, and you get one-on-one support with me, phone calls, depending on the tier you select. So I look forward to seeing you on my Patreon. And I also have a link down below for WEBULL where you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,000 when you deposit your first $100. So I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.